All right, Shalom. We the Brothers of Great Millstone, the church in Birmingham, Alabama, and as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yeah, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also would like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in His work, and as always, you believers, the Akim as well as the Aqua, those of you who subscribe to the truth as well. So yep, we back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And as always, as commanded by our Lord Yahweh Shai, and as we're accustomed to do here at Great Millstone, is come under the banner of prophecy. And really, prophecy was set up to get to the bottom of things, man. To cut through the red tape, because you have a lot of smoke screens. Everything is distorted, even history. So-called white man tainted everything, man. Matter of fact, give me that the veil. Okay, the so-called white man, through his lies, deception, and falsehood, again, he pretty much distorted everything. History is distorted. You didn't see clear until this Lord allowed access to this word, man. That includes all of us. So this word serves as somewhat of a light, Hey, that's why this is known as the sword of the spirit. We cutting through the red tape. We cutting through that shroud of deception and secrecy, man, and darkness. See? Which the so-called white man has laid out. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 25 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
And he would destroy in this mountain.
Right, in this government, in this place. Go ahead.
The face of the covering cast.
Oh, that image. The face of the covering cast, that proves that the face is a reflection of you. That's what you push forth. That's an extension of you. Right? So the face of this covering cast, go ahead.
Over all people. And the veil.
And the what?
The veil.
And the veil, look up that word veil. And the veil, go ahead.
That is spread over all nations.
Right, and that veil was set up in effort, again, to distort things, man. But see, by us coming into this truth, we have now clarity. Hey, and again, when you consider, let them know where you at.
Isaiah 25.
Now, again, when you consider the so-called white man, let's take a in-depth look into this devil, man. He's a criminal. He's the thief. Yahushua coined him as the thief. He's the murderer. He's the violent man. He's the bloody man that the scripture speaks about. So ultimately, he's a criminal. He wouldn't be a law-abiding. They say law-abiding citizens. This nigga is not a law-abiding citizen. In fact, he come up against the laws, and this will contribute to him being a criminal. Now, I made that point to say this: a criminal, he's looking to erase all fingerprints, any paper trail that leads back to him. So he's going to distort things. He's going to put a veil up. He robbed you. He got a veil on. He got a ski mask on. Well, that veil was set up in effort to keep the people in derision. Matter of fact, give me Isaiah the 60th chapter. Go ahead.
This the word veil.
Mm-hmm.
It says well.
Oh, I said what?
Well.
Yep, go ahead.
Covering. It says veil.
Ooh, a covering. Right, when you cover, this is a cover-up. You have a sinister plot and plan to take over the world. You have a cover-up, man. That's the workings of a thief. See? Read that again.
It says covering, veil, and it says woven stuff.
Yeah. So that veil, that covering, again, it was set up to bring a distortion, man. See that? And that's what this man has produced in his pursuit to power. Again, a thief, a criminal, on his way to the top, he's going to pretty much distort things. He's not going to leave a paper trail back to him. They clean their money, they launder their money. See that? They might have a middleman, third party dealings. They might not talk on the phone. Hey, that's the bankers, man. They're in the cut in the crevices, like some damn just common thief, like a common criminal. So it was in their best interest to push forth lies. Because if they was to come out and say, you know what, we the Edomites, then guess what? They're going to be found out to be the criminal. Matter of fact, give me that. That's spirit. Bring that out.
This is the book of Genesis 4, In verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth.
Right, and that's Cain pretty much in his complaint. You know, when you read up on that, after he murdered, he committed a crime, he murdered his brother, then the judgment pretty much came down, and he wasn't able to bear it. See that? Go ahead.
It says, and from thy face shall I be hid,
Mm-hmm.
and I shall be a fugitive.
What?
And I shall be a fugitive.
And this is the words of Cain himself, the progenitor of you so-called white people. He's acknowledging the fact that he will become a criminal. And it's heavy when you go into that word red, it takes you to the word crimson, which ties into the word criminal, man. That's where you get the saying, that person was caught red-handed. See that? Well, that's Esau. See, go ahead.
It says, I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass.
Oh, prophecy. See? And it shall come to pass, right? Over a duration of time. Go ahead.
That everyone that findeth me.
Oh, that everyone that findeth me, go ahead.
Shall slay me.
Shall slay me. Proving that this nigga was in the cuts. He was behind a veil. But the Spirit of the Lord, we got those flashlights. We those kids, those meddlesome kids, you know, that cops that's snooping around, keep chipping away until you get to the bottom of it. The Lord put that resilient spirit on us to find you out, man. But that's always been Esau's greatest fear. And that's why Cain uttered those words. Look, if anyone should find me, first of all, he acknowledged that he would be a fugitive and a vagabond. He said, look, if anybody find me, they should slay me. That's why Esau instinctively looks to cover up all the evidence. See, you got something?
This is the book of Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare.
Right, so the Lord is stripping you from that covering, which we looked up that word veil. You know, it means to cover, right? So now the Lord is stripping you. Go ahead.
I have uncovered his secret places.
Ooh, so now this cover-up is being uncovered. We get to the bottom of things now. We found out that the planet Earth is in the worst case scenario because of the so-called white man. We found out that you was over here, you know, serving slavery under this man. You was brought over here as cargo because ultimately he stole you. All right, and he brought you over here, which the scriptures tell you, whoso steal a man, and he's found in his hand, which goes back to what? A thief, a criminal, man. So all these laws is pretty much set up against you. You know, the Apostle Gabar, he did a video, he named it, this is called hate speech, because Esau hate the truth. That was beautifully put together, pieced together, man. All right, the way that was worded, because it's the truth. Instinctively, Esau hate this truth because it condemns him. And that's the same with a criminal. Criminals hate the cops. Because the cops and everything on the books was set up to stop their run. See that? You got something?
Come. Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
See, read that again.
It says, how are the things of Esau searched out?
First of all, if I got to search you out, that means you hide. See that? Go ahead.
How are his hidden things sought up?
Yep, how are his hidden things sought up? Well, the answer to that is when you read the book of Luke, the 8th chapter. It tells you how there's nothing hidden that should not be made manifest and brought forth, man. Okay? Neither anything secret that should not be known and come abroad. And how is that feat accomplished? Again, by way of this word, which serves as somewhat of a light that's shed in the dark. Here it is, this devil is creeping around like the criminal he is, the low-life criminal he is. He's a rat, okay? He's in the dark, damp caves and crevices. Well, guess what? The Lord gave us the job to put the spirit on us to call them out, man. Okay? Go ahead, up.
Back Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare.
See, I have made Esau bare. Go ahead.
I have uncovered his secret places.
Oh, the Lord uncovered. So that means this man hid everything. And again, that's the ways of a criminal. Case in point, why you didn't know who really ruled the world? Why you thought it was the president? And when we came to find out, it was a secret network of thieves, a den of thieves that hijacked the gold. All right, they cornered the market, the resources of the planet Earth. They set up these banks, you know, in effort to pretty much accomplish that feat, pull off their heist. And they to this very day, there is fraud, taxation, money got by deceit. What's that? Riches got by deceit. Fulfilling the prophecy spoken of in Sirach, the 10th chapter. But the point is, why didn't you never know? Why didn't they never come out and say, you know what, we are the richest families. You know, we rule the planet Earth. We got the record books. We got everything. We the ones who rule over the world. We govern over the world. Our legislations rule. Our tongue walk of the earth. Our legislations, and laws is what dictates you coming and going. Why they never came out and said that? We had to snoop them out. We had to find it out. We had to find out that we knew, you in the neighborhood and all of a sudden you see drug paraphernalia. Something going on in the neighborhood, man. All of a sudden you see sandwich bags and capsules. Then you start snooping things out, you get to the bottom of it's a trap house, man. A dark trap house, man. And guess what? That's what we found out, man. Esau, it was you the whole time. Your ass was the devil that the Bible speaks of. But now we're in a time where you have been identified and targeted. Now he's reacting. See? So what you're seeing from Esau with the whole Crown 19, and for the brothers that's doing the work, you getting emails, YouTube guidelines, you know what that is? That's a reaction of the criminal. This chase is on. It's a high-speed chase. Which the scriptures tell you that we were being pursued. Yeah, go ahead. You got something else?
Finish it off. It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Woo! And this devil will not be able to continue to hide himself. Okay? Because we found out who he is. We was given the rap sheet. We was given the jacket in which we was to measure. You have a person on wanted, and they had a wanted picture. And, you look at them. It always worse if they're actually on TV. You remember what's that? It's funny. It was, yeah. Money talks.
Yeah.
The nigga ended up with the cops. And they saw his face plastered on the screen, man. Then he was reacting and shit. Hey, that's Esau, man. You cannot hide yourself because this light is on you. You've been plastered all over this alternative media. Okay? We calling you by names. The Spirit has revealed you. Okay? You got something?
Come. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then shall the wicked be revealed.
Yep. And then, read that again.
It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed.
And then shall the wicked be revealed. So that goes in the prophecy as well. Over the course of time, through a certain amount of time, right, this man will eventually be revealed. And that complements what the brother read in Genesis, the 4th chapter, man. How Cain, in his complaint said, look, whoever find me shall slay me, man. That's heavy right there, man. That proves that the so-called, so why you hide? Because instinctively you're of that family. You're part of that gang. Go ahead.
Come. It says, and then shall that
y'all hot. The Edomites is hot.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the call of the Edomite, man. Because the long arm of the law is after them. That's Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? Which is Yahushua, should I say, because the Lord has sanctioned Yahushua to overthrow these devils, man. Ultimately, all right, the return of Yahushua would be an effort to overthrow the wicked, the so-called white man, and stake his rightful ownership and claim over the planet Earth and beyond. See? Go ahead.
It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed,
Mm-hmm.
whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, and that's what you're witnessing right now. We're in the process of this devil being consumed. This spirit is overwhelming, man. All right? You got this man looking to hush this thing, somehow muzzle and silence the prophets. And just stay tuned. We're about to get into some very, very heavy times, man. Okay, it's going to become a point where this devil is not going to play it off any longer, man. And he's going to just come after us. But again, that's because that desperation of him fleeing from that light, he's squirming. And just like on the movie, Money Talks, if anybody remember that was a fun-ass scene, man. He started sweating and squirming. He had like a bowl. He knocked the spoon over. He was trembling. Well, that's Esau, man. And it tells you that in Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, how this man will eventually toss and turn and begin to roar. Well, that's a reaction. Why? Because he could feel the crunch. See that? So you got something?
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 7. For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world.
Right, the Spirit of the Lord is now amongst you. All right? The Spirit of the Lord is filling the world. And how is this feat accomplished? By way of the internet, and in particular the YouTube, where the Lord sent forth sincere men to who he's entrusted with this doctrine, man. And it's an effort to introduce you, which we read. So they didn't want to know the Lord, so the Lord is going to bring out a judgment. We brought that out. I believe that was last night we brought that out. But the overwhelming presence of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not filling the world. See that? Read that again.
It says, for the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world,
Mm-hmm.
and that which containeth all things have knowledge of the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid.
And that's dealing with Esau, man. He cannot be hid. This is the time where the Lord, the Spirit of light, that light has taken center stage. So now Esau can no longer be hid. As long as the earth, matter of fact, give me Isaiah 60th chapter. As long as the earth was in darkness, you know, when you read what's that? Psalms 37 and 35, what Esau is referred to as a green bay tree. And when you consider a green bay tree, his branches spread and he creates a shade. So as long as there was a shade, you know, Esau can hide. But now that sun is beginning to break through those, you know, the breakthrough. Now we're in a time where light is all over the place, so Esau can no longer hide. See that? Read that again. Read that one more time.
Verse 8, it says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things
Esau, go ahead.
cannot be hid.
Cannot be hid. So we're in a time with the so-called white man. It's common knowledge now to look at the so-called white man sideways. Everybody found out that's the criminal. Oh, that's the guy that robbed me. See that? All right, come on.
Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine.
Mm-hmm.
For
Arise, shine. Go ahead.
For thy light.
And this is the worst thing for Esau. This is not in the so-called white man's best interest. Again, we went to the humble beginnings. Genesis, the 4th chapter, where Cain himself acknowledged that whosoever find me, whosoever shine that light on me, they're going to slay me. And that proved that it would be the elect that will find him, because we're going to be the ones to take you down. You know? Go ahead.
It says, arise, shine,
Mm-hmm.
for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right, and that's a metaphor. That shining, that light that's shining is a metaphor for all of you out there who have the ability. You was built and designed in such a way where you can retain this truth. That's the Lord. That's the light of Yahweh Shema shine, His glory shining upon you. See, go ahead.
For behold,
Uh-huh.
the darkness shall cover the earth.
Woo, the darkness shall cover the earth. See, and this is dealing with the so-called white man and his reign of terror. Ever since this man been in power, there's been darkness over the earth, meaning no clarity. This man distorted history. The reason why you call yourself a Negro or African American or whatever you want to call yourself, a colored, a Latino, a Puerto Rican, a Cuban, Jamaican, and Haitian, it was because you was in the dark. And who was the one had you in derision? It was the so-called white man. See, you got something?
Real quick, this is it's like he can get it.
All right, go ahead.
This St. John 3 and verse 19. It says, and this is the condemnation, that the light is come into the world.
Right, and again, that light symbolizes this truth. And why is the truth referred to as light? Again, it brings clarity. Let's say if it's dark in your room, you're looking for your keys. You can't truly say where they are. You don't have, but you turn on the light, truth is truth. You see right there. You have clarity now. But that's what this word has brought forth. Clarity to the believer. See, go ahead.
It says,
We found out that you're the criminal, man. No matter how much you disguise yourself, because he put on another uniform. He said, no, we the Americans. No, we Swedish. No, we Russians. You know, we Australians. We Canadians. But we found out, no, you the Edomites, man. You the criminal. You the thief and the murderer who Yahweh spoke about. Go ahead,
It says, and men love darkness rather than light.
Right, because, you know, for the most part, all of you outside of this circle, you love darkness. You love being in the dark. You don't want to be enlightened. See, go ahead.
It says, because their deeds were evil.
Yep, because their deeds were evil. See that? Because what you into, for an example, and this just subtly saying, if you want America to continue, that means your deeds is evil. So that means you cannot come into this light. Because what we got over here is that America gonna be destroyed. Your grandma, you don't want to hear this, man. Go ahead.
Con. It says,
Hey, I gotta start doing my way count. It'd be a lot of walking by.
God,
Now just keep it moving, man. You don't want to hear this. You love your grandma? Nah, you don't want to hear this. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, for everyone.
Now, I ain't saying don't love your grandma either.
God.
Go ahead.
It says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
Mm-hmm.
Neither-
Oh, they hated the truth, man. Because again, what we push forth, it pretty much stifles your hopes and dreams. Your aspiration is to see your little girl make it. You want to be able to go to her dance recital. That don't be interrupted. Your little boy make it up in the ranks in football, sports. We telling you no, that's not going to happen. The Lord is eventually going to overthrow this place. That's the conclusion of the matter. And through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shah, we're going to get into that. Okay? Also, we got a clip that we want to bring forth too. Okay? Go ahead.
Con. It says, neither come into the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Right, because when you come into this light, then that's why the scriptures tell you to examine yourself. When you come into this light, you find out if you got a spaghetti stain on your shirt. Yeah, if you examine yourself in the dark, you don't know what's going on. But you come in the light, you can see. So everybody deeds, is brought forth. So imagine a so-called white man. You think that nigga want to come to the light so you can see all the atrocities and crimes that he's responsible for? He never wanted this. He saw the so-called white man never wanted the truth, man. Are you serious? This is a direct threat against this man's kingdom in itself. See that? You got more with it?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It says, but he that doeth truth come unto the light, that his deeds may be made manifest.
Yeah, so we are willing to come. So, read that one more time.
It says, but he that doeth truth come unto the light,
Go ahead.
that his deeds may be made manifest.
Yeah, and our deeds are being made manifest, which it tells you that in 2 Corinthians, I believe the 5th chapter, though I be ruled in speech, but not in knowledge. And it goes on to say, if we have been thoroughly made manifest, yeah, because we here, we out here. The Lord help us bringing forth this word, constantly, as a sign that Yahweh Shema Shah and his spirit has now rested and settled on the planet Earth. Go ahead.
It says that they are wrought in the Most High.
That's it. All right. So,
On the spirit, man.
okay. You got something? Okay, so yeah, let's just get into this. All right, the conclusion of the matter. First and foremost, it's already written. Give me that. Let's get that definition from conclusion before we even go there. Because there's nothing you can do to offset what the Lord has intended and purpose, man. And what we know the conclusion of the matter to be is all hell is going to break loose. And we don't give a damn if you have a strong hope. Matter of fact, give me Psalms 127. You got a resilient, you patriotic, and that don't matter, man. That's going to be canceled out. All right, come on. I found this to be spiritual right here. Go ahead.
This is the word conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
It says a conclusion is the last part of something.
Right, the last part of something. Or not we're in the last days. Indeed, we're in the last days. Because the scriptures tell you in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, that in the latter days, Esau will be in power. And we ain't got to break down to you. If I see you pop up on the coming board, ask who Esau is, you're going to be blocked, man. All right? This is only for those of you who understand what's going on here. You should know who Esau is. So if the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world, then that would mean this is that time. We ain't waiting on an Esau to get here. He already here. Right? Yep, the climax. See? The conclusion. See, go ahead.
It says a conclusion is the last part of something, is end or result.
Read that again.
It said a conclusion is the last part of something, is end or result.
It's end or result. So the conclusion is the results. You can talk all this shit. You can beat around the bush. You can pull out papers. You looking for. your ID. Guess what? It's the results that matter. We don't care about how you got here. Is that you here now? It's all about the results. That's why the scriptures was finished, if you will, which the scriptures is referred to as the supper, this feast.
Mm-hmm.
The feast was ready now at the end. See that? Why? Because this is the time needed. This is the time where the truth would make sense. All right? At the end of this thing, where you will eventually see results. You got something? Oh, yeah, hold it. We're going to get that.
I got something real quick,
Mm-hmm.
man. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and
Right, shut up the words, right? Go ahead.
and seal the book,
Seal the book, go ahead.
even to the time of the end."
Even to the time of the end. So that proves at the end. That's beautiful. The book is loose. The seals is loosed in the book now. That's why we know we're in the end. It never been a time where you had the scriptures broke down so thoroughly, man. Okay? Front to back, all throughout the scriptures. That's proof that we will be at the end. This is the conclusion of the matter. All right, so let's go back to that definite conclusion.
God, that word conclusion,
Mm-hmm.
it says a conclusion is the last part of something,
Mm-hmm.
is end or result.
Yep, go ahead.
It said when you write a paper,
Oh, it said when you write a paper, that's why I found this to be spiritual. Like, oh, hold up, man. These are the writings. Why is that there? They could have said anything. They said when you cut the grass or when you... Why you say that, man? When you write a paper. That proves that the spirit of Yahushua is all over, man. Well, it tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, how the incorruptible spirit of our Lord is in all things. So if you're viewing things through spiritual lenses, you're going to see this, the Lord's presence is everywhere. Okay? And that's on the right hand and the left if you can receive it. You got something?
Yeah, real quick. 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
For like as all that is made in the world have the beginning and the end, and the end is manifest.
Woo! And the end is manifest, which again goes to the results. You know, if you consider a NBA game, an NFL game, at the beginning of the game, you don't have a clue. You can make your predictions, you can assume, but I bet you know clearer and clearer as the game progressed. And certainly at the end of the game, a couple of seconds left, you can make a determination. You can say, hey, look, now it's going to overtime, or he lost. Period. You know, because you're gonna it's gonna be based upon the end results. See that? So that's why everything. Oh, even Yahushua said that concerning the tares. He said, let them grow to the end. The angels even had to wait. They couldn't figure out. They know now because the word is. That's why the scriptures say, none should know. Only Israel know the statutes. So now we're at the end where this word brought from. Now the angel said, yeah, that's the elect, man. All right, so that was it, right? All right, come on.
it says,
And this still in the definition for this word conclusion. Go ahead.
it reads, when you write a paper,
Come on.
you always end by summing up your arguments.
Woo! Come on, man. That's the same with the scriptures. Because it is an argument. It's a controversy against anybody outside of the elect with Yahweh Shema, man. And don't think you're going to run from the angry God of the Old Testament into the arms of a sweet, friendlier, sweet Jesus of the New Testament. Where it tells you in Luke, the 19th chapter, how the Lord said, he that not serve me, I will slay, have him, bring him forth and slay them before me. Furthermore, it tells you that the day of vengeance burns in the heart of our Lord Yahushua, man. See that? So the arguments, this book is filled with arguments that eventually the Lord will get to the bottom of it at the end. See, go ahead.
It says, in drawing a conclusion
Oh, and these writings are drawing a conclusion. Go ahead.
about what you've been writing about.
Woo, about what's been written about. So now we have come to that conclusion. And then, again, this proves that it doesn't matter what your aspirations and your dreams might be, how vehement you might be about America. You could be patriotic, all right? You could be, what they call it, strong-headed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Strong-minded, and you resilient, you persistent about making things. Look, man, the conclusion of the matter is this place is going to be overthrown. Okay? Matter of fact, give me Wisdom of Solomon 3 and start at 15. Go ahead and give me what you got.
Con. This is the book of Psalms 127 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Except the Lord built the house,
Except the Lord build a house. Go ahead.
they labor in vain that built it.
Right, so you can be headstrong. That's the word I look for. You can be headstrong. You know, you can be resilient, tough. All right? Just a red-blooded American fighting hard. You want to, man, look, man, you laboring in vain, man. See that? Yep, go ahead.
It says, except the Lord keepeth the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain.
So it says, except the Lord keep the city, man. So it's how about Shema outside that they keep the city, which is Jerusalem, but everybody else, anybody outside of that is in vain, man. You know,
We down in scripture, let the multitude
parents
perish.
that's born in vain. Because why I say you vain, because somebody got to go through the famine. Somebody got to go through the sword. Which that's how you're gonna be known that you're gonna be made in vain. It tells you that it's gonna be known who am I chosen.
Okay.
Towards that end,
I get that for you.
yeah, get that 16.
Okay, this is the book of 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm gonna start at verse
Get to the point.
Okay, this 2nd Ezra 16 and verse.
Yeah, I think it's like 70 or something like that.
Okay. This 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 73. It says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen."
So it said then. So at the end of the movie, it's gonna be manifest who's the chosen and who's the one that was born in vain. You know, you got it.
It says, "And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire."
See, so they're gonna be trying to go to fire because guess what? It ain't just gonna be gold and silver that's gonna be going through the fire. You're gonna have wood, you're gonna have chaff, you're gonna have other materials that can be consumed by fire. But it's gonna be made manifest who's the gold and the silver, you know, at the end. You know, you got something else.
No.
Matter of fact, because it's a build-up. Matter of fact, go back to that 2nd Ezra on 9, because it says it's plain beginnings. It's always a build-up to everything Yahweh Shema Shai do, man. It's a process with Yahweh Shema Shai. It grows into perfection with everything. You wasn't born an adult, you know. You grew up into that. So that's everything, even with scenarios. A car accident, you had to crank up the car first. But the conclusion is you wrecked at the end of the day. You know, but you gotta go up.
Kind of, 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 6. It says, "Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders."
See, it's plain beginnings. You know, it's a build up to it. It ain't gonna start off. The movie ain't gonna start off with an explosion. It is a build up to it.
Yeah,
So
the game start off with a tip off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or a kickoff.
Yep.
Just
That's the plain beginnings. Yep.
beginnings, yep.
The kicks that's the domino effects. You know, you got to knock off that first domino, man. You know, you got it.
It says, "Plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs."
So in ending, that's when the effects and signs gonna be made manifest in the end. You know, and that's the time that we in the conclusion. Now it's making sense now. You know, when you like just in the scripture when they talk about the arrows, what else could you come to the conclusion about the arrows, the missiles, man? So now this is the time where everything is being made clear because this is the end. You
wouldn't be able to squeeze nothing else into them arrows.
Yeah.
You couldn't be able to squeeze the arrows into the equation 100 years ago. You know, you really couldn't have been, you know, because you might say, well, hold up, they had archers. Well, nope, because the scriptures tell you that this arrow will go clean across the world. So the only way that can make sense is toward the end. So you can say, oh, you know, it's made perfectly clear, man. Because as we read it, it's actually being narrated.
Yep.
That was it on it.
That was it? Yeah, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 15.
Yeah, so again, that's the conclusion of the matter. You know, when you get into the scriptures, there's a conclusion. You know, And it's comfort that comes with, getting to the bottom of things, man. Okay? So in knowing that cancels out your hope, your dreams, your aspirations. Starting with Esau, man. And you're not going to get your New World Order, you might get it off the ground, but certainly you're not going to proceed further with it. Because according to the conclusion of the matter is you're going to be destroyed, man, as you begin to fill your belly. That's in biblical prophecy. All right, so come on up.
God, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 3:15. For glorious is the fruit of good labors.
Right, and that's us. Okay? This is good labors. And then glory is the reward that's going to come with the kingdom, man. Being counted worthy, Lord willing to be partakers of the first resurrection and join heirs with our Lord Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, up.
It says, and the root of wisdom.
In the what?
The root of wisdom.
Go ahead.
Shall never fall away.
See that? Meaning once we, which we already in that process, but once the Lord crown his elect and establish us as the next rulers, it'll never fall away. See? Go ahead. But when you read on, it says this.
As for the children of adulterers.
But as for Esau, okay, the so-called white men, the children of adulterers, go ahead.
They shall not come to their perfection.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to crown your enterprise a success. You're not going to come to your perfection, man. See, which perfection goes into, which when you go into that word perfection, I know in the Greek. Matter of fact, could you look up this word right here just out of curiosity? Because I know in the Greek, when you go into that word perfection, it's two entries of that word, and both of them goes into pretty much finishing, which goes back to the conclusion. So Esau is not going to come to his perfection, man. Okay? Yeah, look that up.
Okay. It's
Yeah, let's see what it give you.
the word perfection in the Greek, and it goes into
Yeah.
Did it give you something?
I just said perfection.
Go to the strong definition, see if it gives you anything.
Okay. Just say through equipment.
Oh, okay. Perfection, all right. All right, don't worry about it. Yeah, come on. But, you get the idea of perfection. It's levels of perfection. We done went into that before. You have perfection. Let's say, for an example, you have perfection. You could be made perfect concerning understanding. You can have a perfect understanding of something. Or, in case of the laws, you could be perfect in keeping the laws. What I mean is, you can keep them perfectly, without, stumbling on them or whatever. But also, which that's not going to be fulfilled into the kingdom. But that's a reality that can actually happen because we know it's going to happen in the world to come. But also, you have perfection in concerning finishing, man. If you painting a masterpiece, a portrait, and it could be beautiful when you start, but if you don't finish it, then it cancels out it being a masterpiece because it's not perfect. Okay? So yeah, let's go back here.
God, it reads, as for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
Yep, go ahead.
For though they live long.
Yeah, and in the so-called white man, they have ruled, collectively pretty much longer than any other nation you can, you can think of like collectively. You had these three installments of this rulership. You had the Greeks, you had the Romans, and you have this current beast system. So though they live long, go ahead.
Yet shall they be nothing regarded.
Right. So at the end of the day, this place is not going to endure. All right. That's the conclusion of the matter. That's the peace we have, man. It coming into the raw truth of Yahweh Shema Shah, which is not bound by this world. See, this world have a problem with giving it to you just raw, straight up, uncut. And we know that firsthand because when you present the truth to them, they're not willing to take it, man. So we know that this is the raw truth. Okay, that this place is going to be finished. It would be nothing regarded. So we don't. That's why we walk a certain walk. We don't view life through the replica of reality that you do, man. We don't view things through your lenses. We view through the lenses of the spirit. Go ahead.
It says, "In their last age shall be without honor."
In their last age, which is the conclusion. All right, the conclusion of the matter that the last age of Esau shall be without honor, and you witnessing that, you waiting on that. Look, that's a process. I think I heard you mention that. Everything is a build-up. That's the works of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, you plant a seed and it just don't bust out of the ground, a great mulberry tree. It grows into its perfection. So the last age of Esau will be without honor. We're witnessing that now. Everybody looking at him sideways. He's being called out on all his atrocities and crimes. You had the time where this man was trying to get rid of the evidence in the form of taking down all the Andrew Jackson statues and the memorabilia, the memorials, which goes back to reminder. Right? So they was trying, come on, man. So they start taking away all those, taking down the statues. Why? Because his end is without honor now. Shame for spewing is on his glory. Yep. That's about to get, that's the spirit. Yeah. Hey, you can get it. Go ahead and get it.
This is the book of Habakkuk 2 in verse 16. It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory."
See, this supposed to have been the time you should have been basking in your glory. But that glory is filled with shame, man. All right, you came in the power of the Lord, and it was so heavy. The Lord made, and a lot of people overlooked that. The Lord made all his crimes public. Like, how come everybody know about the slave shit, man? Why is that just out there? Why is it on TV? You got movies. That's because Yahweh Shema Shah made you bare, man. So everybody can see that you came over here through rape, robbery, murder, bloodshed, pillaging the planet Earth. See that? Oh, that's a good point. Y'all, what's up? Just put up. Taking slave out of school. That's a form of hiding the evidence. They punched it under the seat. Go ahead,
It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory."
Yep, you are filled with shame for glory. Go ahead.
"Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered."
Yeah, you have been made bare. You are naked, Esau, and we're assessing you. And we came to the conclusion that you are the devil, man. Your works prove that. Okay? Your very countenance testify against you. You Esau. All right, go ahead.
It says, "The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee."
Yeah, now you got to deal with this. That's in Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. You got to pay up. The Lord is, the scriptures tell you that justice and judgment is the habitation of the throne of Yahweh Shema Shah. See that? So ultimately, Esau will have to pay. He thought he was going to just ride off in the sunset. No. Now the judgment is going to be turned to you. Go ahead.
It says, "And shame for spewing shall be on thy glory."
Right. So your glory, this is your glory. This is your baby, as Masha say, America. This is your baby. This is your trophy. This is your glory. But guess what? Shameful spewing is on it. You got the LGBTQ. You come over here, you go in these same big cities that smell like death. Right? You go to NYC or something like that, man. Shit down here, man. Everywhere throughout the city, America, man. The roads all messed up. You got them in certain cities, you got these big ass rats the size of cats. Well, I put the video where you had the rat chasing the cat. Did y'all see that? That's in America. That's the whore, man. All right. From afar, she looked, glamorous, because you see the lights of Vegas and Sin City and all that BS, Miami and New York, LA. But when you get close up on it, you start smelling the faint smell of piss. You see needles, used needles. This place finished, man. Okay? That's another form of shameful spewing, being on your glory. Your glory is America. Okay? So yeah, that was it. Come on.
Real quick, this is Psalm 6 and 10. It says, "Let all my enemies be ashamed."
Right, and that's dealing with the so-called white man. Let all my enemies be ashamed, going all the way back to Cain and the serpent. Go ahead.
It said, "Let all my enemies be ashamed and sore vexed."
Say, man, I was just thinking about that again, man. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, "Let all my enemies be ashamed and sore vexed."
Yep, go ahead.
Let them return.
Let them what?
Let them return.
And that proves reincarnation. All right, the scripture says, "Let them return." Go ahead.
And be ashamed.
And
be ashamed suddenly.
And be ashamed suddenly, man. Okay, so this is the time. This proved that this is the time of the so-called white man's end. Because it tells you that here in his last days, he would be brought to shame. Now, let's go back there. You have something?
Kind of real quick. Job 8 and verse 15. It says, "He shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure.
Yep. So this man is not going to endure. He's not going to come to his perfection, man. Okay, what you got? Okay, let's go back to that.
This is Wisdom Solomon 3:16. Verse 17. It says, "For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded. In their last age,
which is now, go ahead,
shall be without honor."
See, shall be without honor. So the so-called white man is a gazing stock. Oh, even in the military, other nations make mockery of them. They got women and out there fighting, man. That's not the role of a woman. They actually got women in the military, man, or cops and as cops. That's shameful spewing, man. Okay, the Lord is pretty much making mockery of Esau because he was never fit to rule. That's out of order. It tells you that in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. You know, I've seen servants. So this man wasn't really fit to rule. Okay? And now you're seeing that debacle, that blunder, man. All right? You got something?
Yeah, something to bag you up. It's Psalm 37, verse 13. It says, "The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming."
Yeah, he seeth his day is coming, man. And that spirit has rested upon us. We see this man's day coming. We know the conclusion of the matter. We saw the movie before, man. Here it is. We were all watching the movie, and every time the boogeyman jump out, you gonna jump because you never saw the movie. But if you saw the movie, every time the boogeyman jump out, you already know it. There's no need to jump. You anticipate it. You already know. Well, that's the luxury we have by having this truth, man. Okay? And the more you're rooted and grounded in it, the more, because just say if you ain't paying attention to the movie, you could have seen it, but if you ain't paying attention, it can get you. But if you locked into the movie, then, nothing shouldn't take you, you shouldn't be taken by nothing right now if you're serious about this thing, man. You should be expecting all hell to break loose. You should be expecting the power to go out, the food to become scarce, and so on and so forth, as written concerning the plagues to befall this place, man. All right, why we know that? Because we know the conclusion of the matter. And again, that offsets what you feel. So continue right there.
It says, I'll read it again. It says, "For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded. In their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope."
Oh, see, they have no hope. Go ahead.
"Neither comfort in the day of trial."
See that? So there's no hope or comfort in this time for you. Why? Because you don't understand that it's already written. See, the conclusion of the matter cancels out your hope. What hope do you got? Give a damn again how headstrong you is. You got the calendar marked. You got goals set, and you working hard towards them. Who give a damn, man? Your hope is in vain. It tells you that. I want to say, is that Proverbs? The hope, the expectation of the righteous. I know it's a Proverbs. I want to say, is it 10 and 26 or 26 or something? Give me what you got.
This
I
Psalm
can find it.
127 and verse 1. "Except the Lord built the house, they labor in vain that built it."
Yep. Unless the Lord build a house, you laboring Salakia in vain. So you could go hard. You got a lot of people that's diligent in wickedness, man. They diligent trying to get their business off the ground. Man, look, man, that's all in vain. Why? Because there's a conclusion to this thing. And again, the Lord, through his mercy, gave us insight on that conclusion. See? Go ahead. That was it on there, right? No, more than. Go ahead.
It says, "Except the Lord keep the city."
Right. So the Lord is not keeping America. Okay? In fact, the Lord is the very entity that has waged war against America. Go ahead.
It says, "The watchman waketh but in vain."
Right. So your meteorologists, your prognosticators, your financial advisors, any of you who are optimistic about America, that's in vain. See that? Because again, there's a conclusion to this matter. All right. Now, with that said, let's start going to this clip real quick before we close, because this all ties into now the reaction of Esau understanding. Because you got to remember what Revelation, that's a cornerstone precept, man. Revelation 12 and 12. knowing that he had but a short time. That's why he found out that there's a conclusion. And see, I'm gonna say something about Esau. We talking about these higher ups. They got sense. They got sense, and the Lord gave them that so they can know. The Lord got their undivided attention, if you will. You in court, you know what the hell that judge talking about, man. So that's what it is. The Lord got Esau, built to be nosy. They snooping. What you talking about? And his attention, his antennas up. The Lord set him up like that so he can hear this judgment, man. Oh, the scriptures say that they may go to the gates of the nobles. So this word is pretty much rested on the ears of the so-called white man. And that's why you're about to see what you see in this clip. And it's something that the brother pointed out right here. We're going to point it out. Nigga bite, man. This nigga probably on the coming board. Go ahead. Did you have something?
I got something here.
Yeah, go ahead. Get that.
This on Wisdom Psalm 2 and verse 5. It says,
Okay.
"For our time is a very shadow that passeth away."
Right. So when you read that chapter, that's Esau reasoning with himself. He came to the conclusion that he had but a short time. How did he know that? Because of the prophets. How did Pharaoh know? How did Pharaoh know about the things that was about to happen? The plagues and such. It was because the prophets, Moses and Aaron, man, who was telling them. All right, go ahead.
It says, "And after our end, there is no returning."
Right, yep. So after the end of the last age, the conclusion, go ahead.
It says, "There is no returning."
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Malachi. Is it the first chapter? They shall build, tear down. Okay, go ahead.
It says, "For it is fast sealed."
Woo, it's fast sealed. Go ahead.
"So that no man cometh again."
Right, and why is it fast sealed? Because it's a decree. When you go into the ancient world, when the king sent out a decree, it was sealed fast with his signet, man. And you couldn't break that seal. If that seal was broken, then somebody's head's gonna roll. Unless that seal had the rest. Even today, there's an element of that. You open someone else's mail, that's technically an offense. That's why you got your name is sealed. So, but the point is, the prophecies is already fast sealed. It's nothing. You can't, turn them back. It's decreed. Okay, that was it.
That was it.
All right, so come on. Check this nigga out.
Local pharmacies in this country, the same way they get their flu shot. And for folks who aren't near a pharmacy or mass vaccination center, we've supplied more than 500 mobile clinics, like pop-up sites or vans, meeting people where they are.
That's crazy. Let's see it.
We deployed nearly 6,000 federal personnel, including FEMA, active duty military, and
Hold up.
human services.
That sounds like the fuck.
Yeah.
That sounds like water, me. He's saying this shit. You see a nigga? That's a nigga saying, "I'm sending a hit." That what that sounds like to me. The nigga. But you see how crazy this devil is, man. And he's deceptive. You won't even pay no attention. He's just that deceptive, the way he's saying it and shit. He said we have deployed thousands of federal agents, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, those federal agents, they see a lot of people hear that and they think about a guy like Man in Black with a suit.
Yeah.
No, federal agents, those guys that's hitmen pretty much, so you can understand. For the government, man. Right? The agents of Esau. Then he said the military. What the hell? That's them threats, man. Hey, but see, that's gonna prove that when they're gonna come kicking the dirt, they're gonna see it was already out there. See, we watching you, man. Yep, you had something?
Yeah, real quick. Psalms 59 and verse 7. It says, "Behold, they belch out with their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Swords are in their lips."
Yeah, swords are in their lips. Because the most subtlest thing is what you say. You can't hurt nobody. Hey, they got the saying sticks and stones. You really technically, now this word is powerful. It'll cut your spirit. It don't cut your flesh. It cuts your spirit. So these words hurt, but technically words can't really, but that's why this nigga's just saying it easy.
Yeah.
But he telling you, I'm gonna kill you. He telling you, look, I'm about to send a hit. Go back on that, man. And look how you see that's Creepy Joe, man.
Man.
Yeah, that nigga saying some things. And did some things. nigga ain't got no. Matter of fact, he just got a pupil, man. I don't see no white in this nigga eyes. This nigga. Nigga higher up, like, high level, man. Demon, like, I mean, it gotta be somebody to be here. He's the spokesman for Babylon the Great in this time. You gotta be somebody, It's demons working with this nigga, man. To really cause him to err. Now, that's why the Lord said he will mingle a perverse spirit in Babylon, and they shall err in every way. So now these demons that was furthering them is dealing with them, man. Bringing them down. Yep. Go ahead, Al.
There is 6,000 federal personnel, including FEMA,
Hold
active military.
You better look up FEMA, man. That's the extermination group. That's the collector agency. Them the niggas coming to see you, man. Oh, which they got a whole lot of coffins, man. They got microwavable, just what would you call it? Like portable, not portable, but
disposable.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Like stat coffin, something like that.
Yeah, but
I forgot what they call them. I know they can fit like 5 to 7 bodies in them.
It's similar to doing something on the go.
Yeah.
Like you got a portable. Yeah. They got coffins ready made, ready to go, man. See? Go ahead.
And Department of Health and Human Services.
Yeah, because he said FEMA, like that's,
It was on Slack.
Slack.
Not bad. It was called disposable coffins.
Okay, yep. Disposable coffins, yeah. Yep. Go ahead, Al.
We deployed nearly 6,000 federal personnel, including
personnel.
Yeah, personnel. That's war talk, man.
And Department of Health and Human Services to support vaccination.
Oh yeah, we missed it. He said military. Said military like that's. It's cool. Yeah, like that's cool. Hey, but we're gonna show you this biblical prophecy. This all ties into the conclusion of the matter, man. And that's the flip side. For all you Israelites out there, you casual Israelites that just think this thing is, the unwind, or who don't believe in Jacob's trouble. You got guys out there on record now who made mockery of Jacob's trouble. We're gonna see. Well, the conclusion of the matter concerning you is that they ready to come up against you, man. That's why he said, that's why you hear these key words. FEMA, federal agents, personnel, the military. See? Go ahead, Al.
Federal personnel, including FEMA, active duty military, and Department of Health and Human Services to support vaccinations and serve as...
Whoa, you see that? You see that? Why would they have to support the vaccine? You want me to live. Why are you sending the military, man? And you got to remember, we're gonna let this play out. We're gonna let this play out.
We're also supplying vaccines to community health centers to reach those who have been the...
Now, can I say, they just setting the stage for this mandatory implementation of vaccine. See, go ahead.
The hardest hit and suffered the most, especially Black, Latino, Native American.
Oh. He said in the same order we said. What he said? Come on, man.
Watching videos.
You watching, man. See that nigga? And that's for you Negro only Israelites out there. The Lord, how about Shema Shah, he's showing that he with us, man. See that? The Lord is justifying us because you had niggas, who will pop up from time to time sporadically, and they have their little campaign against the Latinos and Native Americans being lumped with the so-called Negro. Well, why are they lumped together? Why he lumping them together? That proves that what we were saying is right. And again, he said it in the same order we said it, man. See that? Go ahead, Al.
especially Black, Latino, Native American, and rural communities.
Well, hold up. Y'all heard that, certainly, right? Prior to that, now, you gotta keep all this in context. Prior to him naming the so-called Black, Latino, Native American, he was just naming the feds, the military. See that? You see this shit, man? Yeah. This biblical prophecy. Go to Jeremiah, the first chapter, and start at, I want to say, start up in there. You know what I want. Get all that meat right there. Because that would be a resistance to this word. And out of desperation, Esau is going to revert back to that sword, man. But what's the good news here? Okay, because you see the stage set, this man ready to come after us. But the good news is Yahweh Shema Shai is not going to allow this man to move on us, man. He's going to move on us, advance on us, but he's not going to have his way with us, man. Okay?
God, this
Mm-hmm.
the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, and 18, it says, "For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city."
Right, so the Lord made us a defense city. See that? You have watchmen that's watching over this city, and we reporting back to the believers. That's the works of Yahweh Shema Shai. See that? We're a spiritual city.
Uh-huh.
You know, these devils, they're going to attack a certain nation or a certain country. No, this is a defense city over here. See that? Go ahead.
It says, "And an iron pillar
Mm-hmm.
and brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land.
Yep.
And they shall fight against thee.
And they shall what?
And they shall fight against
And they
thee."
shall fight against thee, man. So this is biblical prophecy. They're going to come up against us. Give me Revelation 12 and 17. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, this on Psalm 59 and verse 1. It says, "Deliver me from my enemies,
Uh-huh.
O my power." It says, "Defend me from those that rise up against me."
That's right. So we're in the time now with that flood. What's that? Psalms 124? Where that flood is going to rise up against us, man. See that? But the Lord is going to defend us in that day. Yet, this is a part of the story. This is the conclusion of everything that's been all your life. This is the conclusion of to all that. Biblical prophecy is going to have its way. You're going to be faced with Esau. He's going to come up against you again. But only the elect will be protected. Okay? Go ahead and get that Revelation 12.
God, this is the book of Revelations 12 and 17.
Yeah, and they're going to show you who this man really coming after. Because really the 2/3 is defeated. It's nothing to kill you. Just continue to give you fagos and, make pork a delicacy. You're going to bring yourself out of there. But this man know that there's a remnant. There's a connection back to their power, man. So that's what we really coming after. You're going to see that right here. Go ahead, up.
It says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman."
Right, and the dragon being obviously Esau, the woman being a metaphor for Israel, right? But when you read on, it's going to show you what sect of Israel. Go ahead.
"And went to make war with the remnant."
See, and went to make war with the remnant, man. Which is the believers. Go ahead.
"Of her seed,
Uh-huh.
which keep the commandments of the Most High,
Uh-huh.
and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach."
Right, which is the spirit of prophecy. So that means the prophets. That's who they're going to come after. Those who keep the commandments and have the testimony. When they say keep the commandments too, you have a simple nigga IUIC read that and say, "See, you keep the commandments." And they can't even keep it. No, what it means to keep the commandments and testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai is meaning this book in its entirety, man. There's commandments throughout this book. This book itself is the law. Okay? You got something?
God, this is the book of Psalms 11 and 2.
Hmm.
"For lo, the wicked bend their bow."
Yep. Oh, and that's the process. See, before the arrow is shot, motherfucker got to take the bow and bend it. This is bending the bow. Okay? Go ahead.
"They make ready their arrow upon the string,
Uh-huh.
that they may privily shoot at the upright in hard."
Yeah, they want to privilege shoot at those who have this understanding. When you go into that word heart, it translates to mind, the Hebrew word that would be law. So this man is going to shoot at the upright in heart. And what makes you upright in heart? The proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scripture. You think this is something to take light, man? If you convinced that this is the truth, you don't know that Esau know this the truth, man. See? All right, that was it on that?
Con.
All right, what you got?
Come, this Isaiah 59 and verse 15. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
And that's us. We departed from evil. We're not of this world. We cleave to Yahweh Shai, man. Which that act is cemented by understanding the scriptures, the Lord bestowing his mercy upon us in that way, man. But that's what we did when we departed from evil. That means we cleave to Yahweh Shai. And that in itself has made us a prey from the hunter. The hunter is on us, man. Okay? So now let's go back to that Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, Con. Yep. Back in Jeremiah 1 in verse 19 again, it says, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee.
See that? So that's the good news. They're going to fight against us, but we found out what the conclusion of the matter is going to be. They will not prevail. See, man, you call all your how about smash shot. Trying to tell you, you know? Yep. Hey, so, hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles, and elders, the great millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in his work. And as always, you believers, the Akim as well as the Aqua, that subscribe to this truth as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
DTA, Abad Abad.
Psalm 37 too.